solid, so now all of these things here are connected. Okay. So from here, I would like to talk maybe about a different idea. Oh, density. We need to talk about density. So off of my molecular motion, let's do density. And I know that density is amount of matter, amount of stuff in a defined space, in a specific space. All right, so the amount of junk that I have in a box, it can be density. And the cool thing about density is that it also has a formula. Density equals mass per volume. Oh, sorry, you will see that. There we go, mass per volume. And you know, maybe I'm thinking about here is a little image to help me remember things. And so I've got one box and it's got a lot of atoms versus another box that has only a few atoms. So I know high density versus low density. And also, I know that I've got some units here to help me remember things. We can have grams per milliliter, or we can also have grams per centimeter cubed. And I think a lot of students are having trouble with that line meaning per, so I'm going to even write that out. Grams per centimeter cubed. Okay, so I've got some ideas of density here. And let's look at maybe pressure, last one. So down here, let's talk about pressure. Under pressure. And pressure is going to equal the amount of force that atoms put on a container or on another piece of matter per unit area. So the force pushing on a container. That's a good way to think about it. In fact, let me write that down. So force exerted is a big word. So let's say force that an atom pushes on the sides of a container when it slams into, oops, let me spell things correctly. All right. So now a couple of ideas here. Let's make more connections, because that changes this from a level 1 to a level 2 or 3 study strategy. So this idea of pressure. So I know that molecular motion, the speed and the energy of molecules, causes pressure. It bumps into the sides of the container. And guess what? Oh, that has to do with heat and energy. If I increase the amount of energy of my molecules, it increases the amount of force, because they're going to smack the sides of the wall more frequently if they have more energy. So pressure increases when heat increases. Awesome. So a way that you can kind of keep these ideas flowing in your head is to use some colors. So I'm going to take a color and I'm going to say, all right, starting with molecular motion, And I have this idea of pressure, that these molecules that are moving are causing pressure to occur within their container. And now I have this idea that that pressure can increase if I add more energy to those molecules. So see, you can kind of follow your train of thought, your line of thinking with color. Okay, maybe I can do that over here too, where I was talking about volume and how the units apply to states of matter. So I can take another color and I can say, all right, I've got moving molecules, and those molecules occupy a specific amount of space. And that amount of space can be measured in the units of milliliters, and those units of milliliters apply to matter that is in the liquid state. So again, I've got this whole train of thought that starts with molecular motion and goes through more than one of my vocabulary terms. Okay, one more example. We had our molecular motion going to states of matter. In states of matter, one of the ideas was that a solid state of matter, and that solid state of matter can be measured with the volume in units of centimeters cubed. So I'm following a train of thought that connects more than one of the ideas that we're being required to learn. So this is how you take an ordinary mind map and turn it from just simple memorization into something that you can make connections with. And that's how your brain's going to internalize the information so that you can apply it to the tasks that are going to be required on the test. Ta-da!